Hi, everybody. Welcome to the next short attention span webinar. Oh, Kelly, we got a good one this week.
We
got
do.
A good one. Man, this one's got a lot of meat on it, and I tell you, I wish I had more than 10 minutes, but I don't. So we got to get going here. Is that your best price? All right, gang, here's the situation. All right, you presented a proposal to a customer. You're quoting something, and of course, it's got your pricing in it. Then later, the phone rings. Your client. Client says, "Boy, everything looks really good here, Kelly. You know, I like the specs. You've drawn it all out. I think that looks terrific. I got one question for you. The question is that your best price?" Now, that's a showstopper. That's, you know, because it's a very interesting question, and we'll get to that in a second. But what I want to look at today, three things. Number one, what do you do? Number two, what are your options? Number three, what are the consequences? All right, so Kelly, first of all, what do? I mean, you got to know this is coming, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you most definitely have to be prepared to, again, and so be surprised when it doesn't get asked. But yeah, you have to be prepared for it and really kind of understand what does it mean, right?
Yeah, yeah. You know, I'd be surprised if somebody rolled over and said, "Boy, looks great, Kelly, we're all set to go." "Oh, that's your price? Okay, terrific, we're all set to go." It's like walking up to a car, seeing the price on a sticker and saying, "Okay." You know, you have to know the price objection is coming. Now, Kelly, I've got a very important question for you. Is that question an objection?
Well, that's really the most important thing about this very tricky question, because we don't know if it's an objection or not because we don't have enough information. So we could treat it like an objection, or we could really just try to figure out what the person means when they ask that question in the first place, because it could mean a lot of different things to a lot of different people. And we have to remember, buyers, buyers that are trained to get us to drive our price down. So it's again, it's a really tricky position to be in, because if we feel, kind of desperate, like we really want to close this business and we know we've got some room, a weaker person might just say, "No, it's not my best price." So again, we really need to understand kind of where they're coming from.
Well, I got to tell you a quick story. Years ago, of course, I worked for UARCO Business Forums, and I'll never forget this. There was a sales trainer. We were at a training session in Boston, and there was a sales trainer that they brought in, and he split the group up. There were 50 of us. He split the group up. He put 25 of us in the hallway. I was out there, and he left 25 people inside. And the guys that were inside were the salespeople. The guys that were out were the buyers. Okay? And he said to the buyers, of course the salespeople can't hear this, he said to the buyers, "The salespeople are going to sit down with you and they are going to offer you a price. When you get the price, you ask one question." Kelly, you know what that question was, right?
Is that your best price?
Is that your best price? That's the question that we buyers are supposed to ask. Then he walked into the sales reps, and he said to the sales reps, unbeknownst to us, "Give your price, get the order." Now, the other thing that he told us was, if we ask that question, "Is that your best price?" and the sales rep says, "Yes, that's my best price," we were to give them the order right away. Done. Game over. Okay? Because we're all pairing up, one-on-one, 25 pairs. If they said, "No, that's not my best price," or if they said anything else other than yes, then he said we can lie, we can cheat, we can do anything we want to get that price down as low as possible. And I will never forget this. This had to be 25, 28 years ago. I'll never forget this. 80% of the sales reps caved. 80%, Kelly, of the sales reps said, "No, you know what, I can do better," or "What are you looking for?" or anything else but yes. Only 20% said, "Yeah, that's my best price. That's it. That's all you're getting." I was stunned at that. I've never done it. I've done that, as a matter of fact, in some of my seminars. I've never gotten better than 90%.
Wow.
That's awful. Yeah. So there you go. Is that an objection? Because you're right. If you answer, "Yeah, that's an objection," then you're going to waffle. You're going to you're going to show weakness, as Kelly said. So what are your options then? Number one, Kelly, you can say no. Where's the danger there? What am I doing wrong by saying no? That's not my best price.
Well, it absolutely erodes your credibility as a legitimate business person. The guy's going to say, well, if that wasn't your best price, what are you coming to me with this for? Are you trying to cheat me? Maybe your prices aren't fair. Maybe I don't like the way you do business. So there's all kinds of dangers around just a simple no. And then again, if you say, yes, it is, then you are going to, it seems to me as if the best answer would be, it is. I'm feeling that maybe you have some questions or something you need to know, more. You need to know more before you make your decision, and kind of treat it as, just another statement, and lead it to the path of what information do you need to know in order to award me the work.
That's brilliant. Because what's the definition of an objection? It's
a request for more information.
Right, exactly. A request for more information. So here again, gang, what Kelly said. Is that my best price? It is. But it sounds like you've got questions. Well, I think that's brilliant, Kelly. We didn't talk about that before we put this together. Did you, or did one of your kids say, Mom, say this? That's perfect. Yeah. Now, there's another part to this. It's that bottom bullet point. Once you say that, once you give your yes, and if you want to add, it sounds like you've got questions, stop talking. Why? Because the next person that talks is going to lose. The next person says, well, let me explain, or starts yapping about what they've got, other prices. You want to have them play their card. So make certain that you go into listening mode. Less is more in this situation. The more talking you do, the more justifying, the more explaining, the more backpedaling. It's weakness, 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 and you are going to kick yourself later. When you get back to your office and you're doing a post-mortem on the call, then you're going to say, I should have just said yes. It was. So number one, be prepared. Okay? Number two, see this as an objection. See this as a request for more information. Understand, third, that if you say, no, that's not my best price, you're setting a dangerous precedent. So what's our recommendation here, Kelly? What are we going to say to the folks? How to answer that question?
I would say you want to make sure that you do feel good about the price that you're giving, that it's a fair price, and that you feel confident in it, and that you know that you're worth what you're asking for, and that you have to kind of operate from that place of abundance. Don't be desperate when you go into a negotiation. Just know this is a good price, this is a fair price, I can get this price, and make that firm statement. It is.
Right, a little
bit of silence, and then it sounds like maybe there's something more you need to know, or and just ask those questions kind of in a very human way. And again, as you said, if you just shut your mouth, the customer will probably talk their way into buying from you, because they'll just kind of talk themselves into it. I've seen that happen a lot of times.
Well, you said something interesting just then. Let me ask you this. If the customer asks, is that your best price? And I say, that is a fair price. Mm-hmm. I haven't really answered the question. I haven't given a yes or no, have I?
Right.
It's kind of a yes. I mean, it's like a non-answer answer.
Mm-hmm.
I want the client to play their hand. I want the client to say, I've got a better price, or I need better. So because then you can go into a whole other set of discussions about better credit terms or different delivery options.
Then it becomes a negotiation, which is really a better position to be in than just drop your price. You can overcome those subsequent statements. Again, as a good salesperson, you'll be able to overcome those, but you really want to get to that point in the first place. Like you said, you need more information. Perhaps the customer needs more information. And once that's all been revealed to it, it has revealed itself, you should be able to take it to its logical conclusion, which is you winning the order.
Okay. All right. That sounds like a good way to handle that. I think we've given them some good options on this. I think this is going to have me thinking for a while. Maybe we should do a follow-up on this. This is a good one. All right, Kelly, thanks, everybody. I appreciate your short attention today, and we will be back with another one next week. Take care, everybody.